Welcome back, everybody. This is my second video in the Sky gameplay series. Before we go ahead and start, I just want to talk to you about something really quick. I know my last video was close to 50 minutes. That's a lot longer than I want it to be. In the future, I'm going to try and limit my gameplay videos to about 20 minutes long each. Or in certain cases, if there's an important event that happens within the game, I might make the videos a little longer or a little shorter depending on what scenarios come up. So without further ado, let's get back into the game. So if you remember about the last video, we had just taken our first jump, our first intersystem journey. So let's go ahead and go over to the trading port. I've already sold all of the goods I was carrying. Let's go back to the spaceport. Okay. So I'm walking through the spaceport. And apparently it's a pretty cold planet. Looks like based on the image provided, looks like it's an ice ball. So, okay, so I'm walking through the spaceport. I come upon James. That's the guy I'm transporting. And apparently he has found an entire family who's in need of a ride. Says it's a young couple, an elderly woman, and 4 children. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, they need a ride, and he was able to mention that my shuttle has bunks left over. And they will pay me 400, or not 400, but 40,000 credits to take them to New China. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead. Welcome aboard. Okay. So let's check the job board. Okay, so there's only one mission available in Merak. That's the system that New China is in. Let's go to ports. So, yeah, I don't have any information. James didn't provide anything. So let's go back to the trading post. So, clothing and food are the lowest priced items. Let's go with clothing. It's the least expensive. So, if the price ends up being lower than that for some reason, I won't lose as much money as I would on the food. Let's go ahead and buy that. Then yeah, important thing, whenever you're about to jump, make sure you have the correct travel path selected. Otherwise, I would have gone in the opposite direction. Okay, so I have these two options. So I could probably go here. Yeah, let's try finding a path through here. And it's a dead end. Okay. So I've got 2 options here. I've only got 2 jumps left, so I can either come back to Arcturus, or I can take a gamble and say that maybe there's a planet here. Let's go ahead and take that gamble. Yeah, so if you noticed, now that I have the system selected, that I will use a different system to travel to. There's a 2-jump path rather than just one for a direct system-to-system travel. And because I have that second jump already planned out, I don't have to control, or I don't have to manually press any of the keys. The ship will automatically do all the work for me. Okay, so I got lucky. Yes, there is a planet here, so let me go ahead and land on it because I need to refuel. Maybe I can sell off some of the goods that I'm carrying. Yes, I can. Okay, so clothing, so let's go ahead and pay that. Let's go to the spaceport, see if there's any jobs I can pick up. No, so let's go to the job board. And again, there's still only that one job on New China. Okay, so let's go back to the trading port. So the industrial goods are priced very low. Let's buy that. And if you notice, I've been slowly accumulating credits here. So let's go to the bank and let's bring that down to 100,000. So I'm going to pay off a little extra of my loan. So it's 14,579 credits. There we go. And if you notice, the daily payment actually decreased slightly. And I believe the number of days also decreased. Maybe not. So let's go ahead and depart. Continue on the journey. Okay, so yes, now I have direct path. Excuse me. Great. So now we're in the system. I can go ahead and land on New China. And if you notice down here, there's a little note that appeared when I jumped into the system. Okay. So the family is called the Hendersons, and they were moving to this planet because they think it will be a better opportunity for their kids. So apparently the grandmother, who is called Olivia, has been chatting nonstop and is excited to be on a world where she can sunbathe, and she quips that she's gotten too old for snowshoeing, which is, yeah, if you haven't ever lived in a super snowy environment, or even if you have and you've never gone snowshoeing, it's a very demanding and physical experience. I don't recommend it for everybody. I mean, it can be pretty hard, especially depending on the conditions of the snow that you're trying to travel through. So they've paid me the 40,000 credits, which is nice because I can use that to pay off a large portion of my mortgage, like it suggests here. And James is leaving again. Yeah, if we want to continue traveling with him, we'll meet him again in the spaceport. So let's go to trading. So as low as the price of the industrial goods was back on that last planet, I actually will lose money. I'll lose 1 credit for every ton of materials that I'm selling. So let's go ahead and sell all of that. That's kind of disappointing. So let's go to the spaceport. Wow, okay, he already rustled up another job. Middle-aged couple and their son. Oh, okay, so we're gonna be going to Earth. Cool. Yeah, that sounds like fun. So the names of the family are Chuck, Sarah, and Carl. Yeah, so, okay, James is giving me more information, more tips. So tourists are always a good way to make money. They're on vacation, so they don't mind paying a little more. And then he's giving me another tip. There's no point in wasting cargo space. So he's recommending I go to the job board and see if there are any delivery missions. So let's go ahead and do that. Unfortunately, it does not seem that there are any at this moment in time, so I'm going to go ahead and just go to the trading post. Let's go with equipment this time. It's priced very low, and I mean that price range shouldn't give me too much trouble. Let's go ahead and load up that. Let's choose a path to follow, and let's get going. Okay, great. So there's already a direct connection to Seoul. And if you remember, that is the name of the star that we call colloquially, in common terms, the sun. So that's the solar system, that's where Earth is. Okay, so this is an interesting system. So if you see here on the map, there's Earth, and then this little blue dot right here is Luna, and then this is Mars. So all the blue dots represent planets or locations that I can land at, so this system has 3 ports. So I'm going to go ahead and select to land on Earth. There's Mars, passing it right now. There's Earth, there's the Moon. Of course, these are not to scale, either in size or distance from each other. That's one thing I wish was a little more realistic, but I understand for a game like this, those distances are pretty massive, and it's not going to look as visually appealing. Okay, so as we were entering the atmosphere, Chuck and Sarah, the couple, were staring out the window, looking at landmarks. And then James was telling us about the history of the planet, and the kid, Carl, has spent the entire journey playing a video game and only looks out the window when the ship is shaking from atmospheric turbulence. Yeah, and even as they're debarking, he's still playing the game. Oh, okay, this is pretty nice. It seems like James is an even nicer guy than is previously seen. He's warning the family to watch out for pickpockets, and warning them to be indoors by the time night falls. Yeah, and then he's talking to me, and he's giving me a tip as well. But it's going to be a while before the kid, who's focused entirely on that video game he's playing, before he's old enough to realize the value of this trip. Should have gone to, apparently, a planet called Skymoot and seen the dragons instead. Okay, I have to agree with him. That would probably be pretty awesome to be able to see dragons. Yeah, it would be a lot more interesting than historical museums or ancient cities, at least to a kid. And yeah, he's leaving again. If we want to keep traveling together, meet him back in the spaceport. Okay, so trading post. sell all that, so you can see here that I'm making a huge profit. And back to the spaceport. Okay. So, not only is the spaceport really big, but it's very crowded. Yeah, so apparently there are homeless people, as well as businessmen, soldiers, or, well, don't know if they should technically be called soldiers. They should be, I mean, I guess soldiers would be alright, but, I mean, Navy personnel would probably be a little more appropriate of a term. Yeah, they're marching by. Yeah, merchants and starship captains are trading. And you can see there's repair work going on ships in some of the bays. Yeah, and now that I've found James, he's telling me a little bit about the planet. So apparently traffic at this port is continuous. Yeah, so apparently Earth is where the race began. Of course, we know that. Apparently it's a very popular tourist attraction, but no one wants to live on it for long term at least. I can see why, yeah, 10 billion people, so that's a lot. So currently there are around, I think it's either 7.3 or 7.4 billion people living on Earth, and already we're taxing the resources that we have very strongly. It's believed by many people around the world that we can't either continue to supply this many people without serious changes to the way we do things, and if the population continues to grow, that our situation will only get worse. So, yeah, 10 billion, that's just by itself, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of resources that they would require. Apparently, Earth also has the largest amount of industry and shipping of any planet in human space. But yeah, he says poverty here is very prevalent, and it's very different than what I've experienced in the Dirt Belt. Okay, so we're getting close to his ultimate destination, and it should be the last trip that we have with him. He'll pay me well. I mean, even if he wasn't paying, I mean, with all the help that he's giving me, I think I would take him anyways. So, of course. So apparently Hestia is one of the so-called Paradise Worlds. Apparently the Paradise Worlds have been terraformed to have a perfect climate, and they're only available to people who are very wealthy. So, done. Let's go to the job board. Okay, so this is the planet. So I'm probably gonna do this path right here, because it's got a lot of possible stops here, whereas this one, it looks like it could be connected, but just based off that one trip here, I don't know how likely that is. So yeah, we're gonna be taking this top route. So I'm gonna go back to the port now, and let's pick up the. Wait, if it's a world only available to the very rich, that means they're probably going to be looking for things that they like, which means that it's probably going to be luxury goods. So I'm going to take a bit of a gamble, even though the price is medium, and that's a pretty high price. So I'm going to buy that. It's a good thing I was already receiving payments for those for those families that I transported. So I've bought 20 tons of luxury goods. I'm going to go to the bank. I'm going to pay off more of that mortgage. So 30,864. Okay, great. So I've got the path selected. And that is probably where I'm going to leave it for this video. It's already about 20 minutes. So I guess I'll see you in the next one.